Hello and welcome to this video on data analysis with spreadsheets. You may be seeing this video as a standalone, which is absolutely fine, or as a part of a bootcamp on data analysis with spreadsheet. It is also fine. So let's go ahead and do some basic analysis. I have this data set that contains 6 main things. That is the day, the movie title, the genre, the show time, the ticket price, and of course number of tickets sold. Without anybody telling you, you should be guessing that this dataset is related to cinema or where they show movies. All right, so this is cinema data, if you can see from my topic here. And the cool thing about this is I generated this data set using AI. So don't worry, the data is totally fictional. All right, going into data analysis, for those doing this for the first time, majorly, there are a lot of approaches. However, I use 3 major approaches when I want to analyze data, any type of data, especially when I'm using spreadsheets. The first one, which is the easier one that most people start out with, it is using formulas. For instance, what that entails is I want to do multiplication. For instance, I want to multiply the ticket price by the number of tickets sold to get me the total revenue generated for on Monday for this particular The Big Adventure, right? Another approach would be to use pivot charts and pivot tables and pivot charts. And the third one is to use the third one usually is to go to Power Query. This is a little bit, I mean, this data set is a little bit too small for me to start going to Power Query. So today we're going to use a bit of formulas, and then of course we're going to use a bit of pivot charts depending on how it goes. So I will be answering about 4 or 5 questions in this video. First, before we go ahead and start talking about our questions, let's look at the data set. This data set has 21 rows, that's representing 3 weeks, and then it has 6 columns. All right, so what would be the very first thing I'm going to do? Because I want a very clean data set or analysis, the very first thing I'm going to do is to convert this into a table. Easily it will let me know if I have any missing data, which is very critical for analysis. So I'm going to select all my data, that's Control A, and then I'm going to you can use Control T, or you can come here and insert table. So let's do that. The shortcut for that is Control T, which will just give you a table. So okay, this color is fine. I would love to change this to white. That's text color to white, yeah, so that it shows well that way. All right, I'm all set up. Let's be sure we have a wrap text. Yes, we do have a wrap text. Good. So the very next thing I want to do is to ask my questions. What are my questions? Number one, I want to know here I want to know how much is my total revenue. That's one. And of course I want to know the revenue by category. That's follow-up questions now. Total revenue by category, that is revenue by days, revenue by genre, and maybe revenue by time, because here you can see that there are 3 major times where movies are shown: 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 4 p.m. So I want to know what time do I get the most. So this is all about what before we start talking about the whys. So this data analysis is just going to answer the question of what. So before I go ahead, I want to, like I said, I want to check if there are no missing data. That's why I converted to tables. So here I'm going to check and see there are no missing data. All of my selections from Friday to Wednesday are full, so none is saying blank. I'll do the same for movie title, none is blank, right? I'll do the same thing for genre, none it says blank. Then the time we checked the other time, so it's good, and ticket prices good, and total sold is also good, no blanks. All right, usually if there are blanks, you're going to see it after the select all. All right, so we're good to go here. But before we go ahead, we need to format the data types, and the only data type I want to format here is my ticket price, because here it's just 8.5 what, so I want to make sure this reflects dollars. To do that, I'm just going to select that column and go to format here. Okay, I can do that just here. So I'm going to select, so instead of general, I'm going to change it to currency. You can use accounting, but I love the currency. Here is saying naira. Of course, I do not want naira. If you're watching, of course, this is from Nigeria. That's why the default money there is in naira. So I'm changing that to English United States dollars. All right, we're good to go. So I am interested, of course, in the revenue. So two things we're going to be doing here side by side. We're going to be looking at total tickets sold and total revenue, which is important. Total tickets sold will tell us how many tickets. I mean, it will give us the more like the frequency, while the revenue will tell us how much we've actually been able to make. So here I'm going to put total revenue. Yeah. Oh, sorry, that's total revenue. Good. So my total revenue, I'm going to use formulas for this, is equal to E multiplied by F. Easy. The next thing is, of course, it's a bunch of numbers here, so I want to also make sure we turn this into currency, and of course into the US dollar. I hope I didn't miss that. Okay, good. All right, so we're good to go. Let me make sure this stands in the middle. Good, good. So let's make this everything here stand in the middle, so that makes it easier. Good, we're good to go here. Now that we are set this way, we can now continue with our analysis, making sure our fonting is done here. I will go and use let's try formulas for a bit. Let me see if I can break that down. So here I am just going to, if you're using the latest Excel version, you can use the formula, the unique formula, but since I'm not using the latest, that is, I'm not using Excel 365, I will just let's do that on a new sheet. I will just come here. This is the formula method of analysis. I'll just come here, copy this, and paste it right here. But I want to do something else. That's, I'll go to the data and remove duplicates, because I'm only interested in all of them showing up only once. So sorry about this, because of the font color, you can't see that. Let's change that to black. So the day, then now I want to know how much is being, how many tickets is sold. So tickets, and then total revenue. Revenue. Okay, let's call this total tickets sold. Total tickets sold. Good. Let's make sure this shows up very well. We'll put it in the wrap text. Yeah, good. So we can make this a bit longer so that it can show up there. Okay, we're good to go. So total ticket here on Monday, how do we calculate that without using pivot tables yet? So I'll say is equal to sum if, and then I'll go to that range, any range that my master range. I want to check for all of this. What's the month, what's the day I'm on, Monday, and then the sum range, where are the tickets that I want to sum. So good, 83 tickets are sold on Monday. I can just drag that down. You can double click or drag down. Double click while it turns into the plus sign. So it gives me, and easily I can see that Saturdays are my best selling days for tickets, 100 tickets. And then let's look at revenue. Exactly the same thing. Sum if. I'll go to the data range, and then this range shows the number, I mean all the days of the week, and then I'll select Monday, and I will look at the sum range again, which is G, total revenue. So I need to format this quickly so that we don't waste time. No, I don't want accounting. I prefer just to use currency. All right, we're good, but let me bring back the decimal place. Good. So easily we can see that, of course, Saturday, we're getting the best on Saturday. All right. So this already shows me, it already answers a bit of my question. Uh, so how many questions have I been able to answer here? Let's see. Good. How many questions am I able to answer here? Let's do a total. Total. What's the total here? Sum of all of them. And then I can just drag that to this side. And of course, format this. I don't like the fact that I'm having to do the formatting over and over. But come on, we have to get it right. Good. So I want this to be here. I want this to be here. Good. So what are the questions I've been able to answer? Number one, I've been able to answer the question of total tickets sold for that 3 weeks period. Total revenue generated is also answered. Tickets sold per day is answered. Revenue generated per day is answered. This is how to use the formula method to do basic data analysis. I'm also interested in, of course, the days. I want to know the movies. Which one can I call my grossing movies? And then I want to know the genres, which ones are selling the most. So we'll do exactly what we've done for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll do it for genres. We'll do that for movie titles, and we'll do that for genres. All right, so let's go ahead and do the same thing. So just follow along as I do this. I may not be saying a lot since we're just repeating exactly the same thing we've done. I'm going to copy here. I'm going to make sure all of them are in black. I'm going to go to data. I'm going to remove duplicates. That's for those who are using the older Excel version. It said we do not have duplicates. So here we have 21 movies. All right, we're good to go. So since we don't have duplicates, we are just going to repeat the same thing. So I don't think that's necessary. Since none of the movies are duplicated, then I can easily find my grossing movies by looking at the data very well. So no, we won't be analyzing the movie titles. Rather, we'll do the movie genres. So I'm going to copy the genres now, and then we will paste, remove the duplicates, and then we're good to go here. We're down to 10 genres. So let's see what they look like. So we want to know these two things about them. And of course, we follow the same line of formulas. Is equal to sum if, because we're dealing with numbers, sum if this within this range we have adventure, and tell us the total tickets sold. 23. Here I can already see that people are in love with action and animation way more than almost all the others. Which one is really selling? I have only 17 tickets for action and drama and 23 tickets for adventure. Yeah, maybe we'll take those ones out. Then of course let's look at the total revenue. Exactly the same formula. I want to show you how to copy from one formula to the other. Here I'm not interested in F, I'm interested in G. Good. Number, currency, I'll change my currency to the USD. Good to go. So here you can see from action, and oh, we're already seeing a pattern being set, and this can really have business decisions. I can already see that my genre, my best-selling genre is action. Now, something we didn't add all the while. Let's take a look at the percentage of tickets sold. So I'm just going to insert. Let's insert a column. So let's look at percentages. Percentage of tickets. Let's do percentage of tickets. So is equal to, I want to find out what percentage of this is, or what percentage of the total. So I will do this divided by sum of this. So here I am going to use absolute referencing. That is, I'm going to put the $sign to make sure that if I drag down this formula, it's not going to change. So let's make it a percentage, and let's add some. Good. 4.01%. Okay. So already I can see that 27% of all tickets sold are action movie tickets. But let's look at percentage of revenue, because percentage revenue, because sometimes the numbers can be deceiving. In terms of tickets, we always have to look at it based on the revenue too, to be sure that it's reflected at least similarly in the revenue. If not, we needed additional information. So I'll do exactly the same thing. Is equal to this divided by a sum of this. Good. And then of course I'll fix the referencing. such that if I move down, I don't have sorry, I think I'm writing it wrong there. Yeah, this is it. We are good to go. All right, let me change this to percentage. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Close to, but yeah, it's kind of close. So this makes a lot of sense. It accounts for action movies, accounts for 27% of tickets and 29.44% of revenue. This already makes a whole lot of sense. I'm answering a whole lot of questions already using the formula method. Now we are going to go ahead and use the uh, pivot table method to do something that is similar. I prefer pivot table because it's easy to use pivot table and pivot chart together. Though of course we can insert our chart using this, but let's try the pivot table because of course I'm teaching you what is easier to use and of course what is more modern right now to use. So I will be using another sheet for that. Let's name our sheet so that we don't get confused. Here we use formulas for this. Formulas. Then here I'm going to call it pivot table. Pivot tables. Alright. So for my pivot table, it's easier. I'll just select my data and then insert pivot table. Now where do I want my pivot table to be? I want it to be in an existing sheet. Let's click, where do I want it to be? I want it to start from, let's make sure it starts from here. And of course, okay. So now we will be using our first pivot table. I'm interested in the day and I'm interested in the ticket, number of tickets, and I'm interested in the no, not the price. I'm interested in the total sold and the total revenue. Take a look at something. All right. Total revenue. These are the things I'm interested in. And you can see the way he just outlined it. No serious formulas and all of that. You're gonna like this. This is why I prefer using the pivot table options because it gives me so many options and I can format right on it like I did the other time. You see, we're good to go. We could change the row labels here and call it day tickets revenue, right? So that's basically just just all. You can see how easy it was formed. Which other table did we create? We created genres. So let's do exactly the same thing. We can insert another pivot table, but I can just copy one pivot table and to the next and adjust. Let's say I'm copying this and I'm putting it here. It looks, of course, it's a copy, but I can move things around and say, okay, I don't want day anymore. I'm more interested in the genre. You can see how easy it is. And we're good to go. So the very next thing, our video is already long. The very next thing we would be doing is to present this like a very small dashboard. So here I'm not going to do a lot of fancy things. I just want to show you a little bit of creating dashboard. So I may just want it to be, it might be in here. We can put our dashboards here, or just let's create another tab and call it dashboard. So if I want to create dashboard, the very first thing, sorry, that's not spelled properly. The very first thing I'm going to do is to format. So I'm going to select all. Let's look at here. Let's go to the view. I don't want the grid lines, so I'm going to take out the grid line, and then I'm going to go back to home. What else do I want to do there? I want to change the background a little. Let's give it this color. I think that's pretty much the first thing I'll do. Then I'll name my dashboard. I want it to be just very close to my top right, top left. So I will draw. Do I want to draw? No, I don't want to draw. I want to insert. I want to insert a shape. No. I want to insert a text box. Yeah, let's insert a text box. Good. Because I want to be able to write in it. Should we define a theme for it? Let's make it look this way. Let's pull it all the way to the end. What color should we give it? Yeah, I'm just going to stick with, let's make it, yeah, let's make it green and black. Okay. Okay. Let's do blue. Okay, let's do this. All right, so I want to write in it. We set cinema data. Cinema data. Make it bold. Bring it to the middle. And then make it, of course, we want it to be white so that it will show. And I want to make it so much bigger. Good. Is it too big? Okay, okay. Someone is saying it's too big. Good. So what are the things I want to show here? I just want to show maybe two things, and then we'll go. I'll use my pivot table because I want to insert pivot charts. So here, I would like to analyze and then bring in your pivot chart. I really don't want both of them on the pivot, so I will, let's remove revenue. Should we? Let's insert the chart. Okay, so let's deal with the ticket alone first. I'm seeing something very important that I don't want to combine the charts. Let's turn this one into total revenue. I've separated them now. But the formatting, very important. Good, so I've gotten my formatting back. And then I also want to separate this. Good. All good. So let's start with charts representing this. Analyze, pivot chart. This looks okay. Do we want to see it this way, or do we want an area chart? Yeah, let's leave it like this. Okay, so I really don't want a total. I don't want this. We're going to give our either field buttons. So it's good to go, but I would love to have my just a minute. I would love to have my data labels. I don't like where the data labels are, so I'm not a call out. Okay, we're going to get around to that. Let's make it bold, and I'm going to manually move them to the top, which I really don't like. I don't like their location, but there's nothing much I can do right now. Of course, I need the axis. Do I need the grid lines? Alright, so let's leave the grid lines. We're going to work on more of the formatting later. So let me copy that and drop it in my dashboard here. Mm, let's see if I can change that color. Yeah, I can change it to the color that we're currently using. Change this to white color. Yeah, I think this is looking a bit good. Sincerely not my best color, but I'll just use it for this demonstration. So having gotten this, I want to add the title. So you remember I removed the title from my chart. So I'm going to do that by basically copying this one here and modifying it, making it very, very small. So what's the name of this data again? What's the name of this chart again? And I can just bring it in here. This was tickets per day, right? And I can pick both of them and put them right here. Good to go, right? And then let me bring in another table or another chart. So let's move this one. Sorry about that. Move this one down to where we don't need it. Or just let me make it good, standing on the data. Then I want to compare, since we're doing day by the side, I want to insert this another pivot chart. This time we're going to stick with this, and yeah, of course I do not want this. I don't want this. I want to hide all field buttons. Here, this time around, let's see if we can change the style a little. I think I like this. Yeah, I'm going to do this. But of course, I want the color to be. So I want the data label to be right outside where I can, where we can easily see it. So I will keep looking at my data labels, and I want it outside end. And of course, because of the color, we can't see it. So let's change that to black. And then, is it bold? Yes, it's bold. So that's good to go. Well, let's reduce that. And then, I think my chart is looking good. And let me copy that and see what it looks like in my dashboard. All right, good to go. So let's make this look like this. All right, we're good. We're not looking good here. Let me remove the grid line so that at least it looks like. All right, it's just a little bit, but okay. Let's see if we can find something shiny. Yeah, let's do it this way. And let's get this color. We want that our color, so we'll stick with here our field color is this. Transparency, no, we want it to be, sorry, we want it to be transparency 0. Let's change this to, let's make it black. Let's make it black. And then let's feel around it. Is it transparent too? Okay, let's give it a solid feel. Let's make sure that solid feel is this. Yeah, this makes it easier. All right, we're good to go here. I can make this a bit smaller. Yeah, good. Not exactly the same type, but it looks good. I like it. All right, because we do not want this total here, and then we don't want these grid lines like we said. So I keep clicking on the wrong button there, but we're good to go. So here is I'm just going to copy and paste there and bring it here. It's not tickets per day. This is revenue per day. All right, good. Let's now work on our two remaining pivot charts. We want to convert them, pivot tables. We want to convert them to pivot charts. So here, let's go to analyze, and I think I'll just do donut bars for both of them. Makes it easy, and then it's kind of cool. So for donuts, you can design it the way you want. But usually, I prefer my donuts to wait. I'm clicking good. I prefer my donuts to have a bigger hole inside. Is it not too smaller or rather? Okay, I think I'm good here. Do I want to leave all the colors? Yeah, let's leave it. when we deal with colors, I mean, there are other videos that will be dealing with colors, and then from there we can see, let's find something glowy. Yeah, this works. This really, really works. Good. And the labels, let's take a look at the labels. Let's take a look at the labels. Give me a minute. I think I lost that there. Yeah, I want data labels. Why does it keep giving me? Yeah, good. I want the number of tickets. Should this show them side by side? Is that not clumsy? Yeah, it is clumsy. So you need to decide what you want to show. Is it the percentage you're more interested in, or the numbers? For me, I think percentage should work, since we already know we already reflected the number in for another category. So yeah, I'll just go with percentage for this one. Don't forget, we are just playing around with it, creating a dashboard here. We've not talked about KPIs and how to present the different types of dashboards and the different charts to use for each parameter. So here we're just playing around, and that's good for a start. All right. So I will do exactly the same, or at least something similar, for the next one. That's for our revenue per genre. I think we have wrong titles for this pivot chart. This is revenue per genre. This is tickets per genre. All right, good. So let's do the same for this last one. We will be using the donut chart, and let's say we'll make it standard, maybe 45. Yeah, and take this guy out. Take out the hide all fields chart, make this into the little glowy one that we'll be using, and that's all. Put it in our dashboard. Brilliant. In other videos, we're going to be talking dashboard dimensions and a host of other things. But for now, we're just still playing around and working with our very first data sets. Okay. So here, looking good. All right. Well, two things that we need to do to finish this is copy. Let's bring in this here and here. Apologies, I need to pick and drop them here. And here, good. So this is tickets per genre. This is revenue per genre. Okay, okay, good. All right. The last thing we need to do here is to add a slicer. Something that sort of controls the data. This is looking a bit out of place, so I just fixed that. Yeah. So I'll go back to my pivot chart. We can even do it right here. I'll click on this, analyze, and then insert slicer. Let's use slicer for day. Yeah, you can use different slicers, but let's use slicer for day. Why is this reverting? Okay. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can customize it. Okay, the very first thing is to report connections. That is, we want it to connect to all of our pivot charts, pivot tables, and hence the charts. Let's see if we can make it into. Okay, we'll just leave all the settings for now, except the D. Let's call it slicer. And then we are good to go. Options. Okay, let's leave this out for another video entirely before we get ahead of ourselves. So here we go. Let's see if it works. I want to see for only Monday. Yeah, I'm good to go. No tickets. Okay, sorry. Monday right here, 83 tickets. And then I can see for Tuesday. I can see for Wednesday. All right, then I don't think these are best type of chart for this kind of analysis, but no, that's good to go. Let's say if we want to see for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday here, you're going to select the multi-select option, and then you can see Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So easily you can see from Monday there's a drop on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday there was a rise. So this is our very first data. This is our very first dashboard, and it's looking simple. And I'm going to see you in the next video where we're going to be converting this kind of data into something a bit more elaborate in terms of dashboards and in terms of the analysis behind every one of them. And we're going to change this type, this particular type of chart. We will not be using that for this again because there are some things that are not very accurate, especially when you are selecting. So here we go. Thank you. See you in the next video. Of course, like this video so that you can give us a feedback on the value you're gaining. And then of course, please subscribe so that you can always see our awesome updates like this so that you don't miss out of any of our very, very wonderful classes. See you in the next video. Bye bye, and thank you for watching.